The holiday season is upon us and your family is probably coming to town again.
That's right, but what to do if you feel like we've seen it all? The monuments, the Smithsonian, the zoo. Well, we catch up with Joann Hill, the author of Secret Washington, D.C., to get some great gift ideas.
Joann, it's so great to have you here. You know, people love to come visit us in this area, and there is so much to do. But I never really remember what to do with people. So now that Thanksgiving's over, our family's here, you got some unique places for us. Where's some unique places we should take out of towners in your suggestions?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. This is such a joy to be here. So, of course, us Washingtonians, we know DC so well in terms of monuments and museums, which are wonderful to visit, but there are a lot of other great places to visit as well. One of my favorite places to visit is the National Arboretum, especially around the holidays. It's free. It's open every day of the year except for Christmas Day. And so two places of note that I mentioned in my book at the Arboretum are the Capitol columns, which of course are the iconic Corinthian columns. There are 22 of them. They originally came from the U.S. Capitol. And actually, when the Capitol was renovated in 1864, they found that they had made a mistake and the dome was too heavy to be supported by the columns. And so those columns were put in storage and were actually then finally transported in the 1980s to the Arboretum where we see them today. And another place in the Arboretum is the bonsai collection. It's a small museum within the Arboretum. And one particular tree there of note is a famous tree that's about 400 years old that actually survived the bombing of Hiroshima in 1945. And so both of those places are great to visit at the Arboretum, among other places, especially around the holidays.
See, that's good stuff right there.
I've never been there. I've always wanted to go.
That's good. Okay,
so beautiful.
Our focus is on Christmas. Now, where should we go for holiday cheer?
For holiday cheer. All right. Well, I love to go to some of the downtown hotels, which are just steps away from the White House. One hotel being the Mayflower Hotel, which is very famous for lots of reasons. There are lots of fun spy stories there. But also the Willard Hotel, which is very close to the White House. They really go all out for the holidays. They decorate it so beautifully. There's often Christmas caroling and Christmas lights and decorations. You can grab a drink at the Round Robin Bar, which is pretty famous. Their famous cocktail, the Mint Julep, is known to be one of their famous cocktails, of course, but also it's supposed to be the recipe of former Senator Henry Clay's recipe. And then if you go a little bit down the street to the JW Marriott, you can grab the Ricky, which is actually the official cocktail of Washington, D.C. That was declared the cocktail of D.C. in 2011. So lots of holiday cheer downtown for sure, and some fun places in Georgetown as well. So I love to visit Georgetown anytime. I think it's a great time to bring visitors, especially around the holidays, to go shopping. But there are a lot of great restaurants, lots of great eateries and cafes, and two places of note that I talk about in my book. One is Martin's Tavern, which has been around since 1933, so it has a lot of history, including being the place where JFK proposed to Jackie in 1953.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, there's a booth, they call it booth number 3. There's a little plaque there that actually commemorates where he proposed to her. So that's a really cool kind of spot to visit. And then if you go along the water, there's Mr. Smith's, which used to be Chadwick's. And that was a famous place. It's still a restaurant. That was a famous place that was one of the biggest betrayals in CIA history. A CIA agent actually disclosed the names of over 100 CIA agents who were undercover in the Soviet Union. And so that was a huge betrayal. That individual, his name is Aldrich Ames. He's actually in prison for life without parole. And that happened in 1985. So a lot of fun history at these great restaurants in Georgetown.
You never know what has gone on in this city, for sure. Real quick before I let you go, what is your favorite place? Where do you take your out-of-town visitors?
During the holidays, I love going to the National Cathedral. The National Cathedral is stunning, and they actually just reopened recently for in-person events. During the holidays, it's decorated so beautifully. They have really wonderful Christmas programs, and it's just, I think it gets everybody in the holiday spirit, and it's just a great place to visit.
It is stunning.
Good stuff.
Right down the road from here.
That's right. We'll have to get us a Ricky this week.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Some good food, some history. Joann, congrats on the book, and thanks so much for sharing these great ideas. Now we have no excuses to entertain our visitors.
My pleasure. Thanks so much for having me.
You know, it really is amazing. We are in history here, and there are those restaurants where these things have happened. One place I love to go during the holidays is the Hillwood Estates and Gardens.
Oh, cool.
The estate was founded by Marjorie Post, and especially during Christmas time, it is just stunning. Like, the mansion is the museum, and of course, it's all lit up. So
Well,
that's
you mentioned the White House, the Christmas
tour.
stuff. Allison wasn't familiar with that, so we're probably going to do that. And so the family, if you're coming to town, that's where we're going.
Yeah, you see the East Wing, and there's gingerbread houses made up to be like the White House. That's a really cool one. Yes, absolutely. Get your tickets early. Tickets early, but it's worth it. So much to do here in our city.
That's so true.